Hi, my name is Dan, and this is Engelgeist. Thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my morning forecast, it's a morning tarot reading and energetic forecast for the collective that I do every morning. Normally, it's live, as you know. For those of you that are new, I normally do this live. But this week has been pre-taped because I have had to travel at the last minute. Those of you that are old, thank you for bearing with me and being patient and watching the videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. And hopefully, tomorrow morning, I will be live again with you. So this is the reading for Friday, the 8th of November, 2019. And again, this is a broad spectrum sort of energy kind of forecast. The intention is to just sort of give information to the greater, collective for the greatest good for that day. That's the intention as I shuffle the cards. Just give us a little insight, a little guidance from Spirit as to what we might want to work on, what we might want to pay attention to, where we might want to work from, that kind of a thing. So Sunday, there's usually a 3-card reading that is the underpinning energy, and then from there we move forward daily with a couple of cards just to kind of build upon that energy and give us sort of further insight into each day of the week. So let's see what our card is for today, Friday the 8th. Ace of Swords. Interesting. I like this card because this is definitely about inspired thought. I love that the swan is there. Swan is a symbol of grace for me, even though it is the black swan. Ooh. Swan is a symbol of grace, and swan is one of my favorite cards. With the medicine cards that I work with when you do your totem animals, swan is one of my totem animals. The Ace of Swords is always about inspired thought, like illuminated thinking, new ideas, fresh perspectives, creativity. To me, like sometimes it can also be symbolized. Excuse me, because I kind of feel like the swan is cutting through the bullshit. So I don't know if any of you guys might be dealing with scenarios where you're like, no, not really, not today, Satan. But it feels to me like this swan might just be here to sort of samurai chop its way right through any bullshit or anything that's standing in its way getting to the week's end, right? I love that this swan feels empowered to me. He feels like he knows what he or she, let's say, it doesn't really have a sex, but it feels to me like this swan knows what it wants, how it wants it, and it's about going about just getting it and making it happen on an intellectual or thought level, right? There's a directness and a clarity in this card where this swan knows exactly what it wants and will go about getting it. So I think that today this would be sort of the goal for us, or what we want to stay focused on, and remember that we can stay focused and not have to get caught up in, say, the the negative thoughts of others, or maybe the miserable thoughts that we tend to normally go to. This to me feels like an empowered card where we have sort of a little bit of a mastery over where we choose to put our thought, what we choose to energize, what we choose to look at, what we choose to focus on and spend our day thinking about. And this swan feels to me like he's like, oh, hail to the na, and he's going to just chop down with this sword and say no. Now that's just my personal interpretation of what I'm feeling from the card. And also there's a little bit of traditional tarot inspiration put in there too, with the clarity of thought or the inspirational thought. So to me, this also feels very forward moving. So we're taking, this is a symbol of the element of air and the intellect. So we're taking our thought processes into the weekend with us, empowered, creative, buoyant, I would say, in charge, large and in charge. We're not taking any shit. I feel like, swans, they're graceful animals, but they can also be real dicks when they want to be, for lack of a better term. Sometimes they will be very defensive, very protective, of their families, and they don't let you come really close. They will bite you in a heartbeat if they need to. They are not like some timid bird. For as beautiful as they are not the type of bird that necessarily won't protect their shit, so to speak. And so I feel like we're in that space. I don't necessarily know that we need to be like on the defense. I don't feel like this swan is on the defense per se, but it does feel like this swan feels like it's got very clear boundaries. Very clear boundaries. And this swan will tell you like whether or not that is okay. So if we are swanning today, we want to keep our boundaries nice, tight, and clear. Keep our thoughts the same, nice, tight, and clear. Like our skin, nice, tight, and clear. But you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go into Friday. Nice, tight, and clear. That's the chant that you guys should be chanting all this morning. That is your mantra. We want our thoughts on point. We have the power to have them on point with this card. We have the grace to be elegant and beautiful, yet the strength to protect ourselves and stay inspired and creative in our thoughts today. Okay? So that's what I would say about this card. I think that's the message that's trying to be projected here through this card today. Just letting you know that. This is also what's interesting to me is this is the first card that's come up in this week's worth of readings that is not either a cups or a wands card. We had the sage at the beginning of the week on Sunday, and that was it. Everything has been cups and wands all week long. So it's interesting now that we get this first, swords card, and it is definitely an empowered swords card, which I like that. Oh, wow, look who's back. It's our friend Mystery. Now, if you watched Sunday's broadcast, this was sort of the underarching or underpinning energy for the week from this Oracle deck, from the River and Roots deck. From the Roots and Wings deck. It is the which can be found on Instagram at River and Roots is the artist's Instagram tag. So her name is Kat Riles, and this showed up on Sunday as our oracle card to sort of show us the underpinning of that of this week. So it feels like this energy is arriving a little bit early, right? It's showing up on Friday. It's bringing us into the weekend. We only have one more day of the week before we have our next weekly forecast. And what I did notice about this, and it still feels the same, is I feel like this tree is sitting in a canoe. It's buoyant and it's above its emotions. This thought is clear with the swan. We have our intuition here in the moon, also signified in the other cycles of the moon here. Again, I feel like this tree is deeply rooted and deeply grounded and well aware of who it is. It has its emotional self, which we saw that mastery of emotions yesterday and on Sunday in both the Spirit of Cups card and then yesterday's Heart of Cups card. There is this emotional balancing that's happening for us this week, or an emotional awareness, a growth that we have happening or going on if we are paying attention and we are really checking in with our emotions, that is bringing us to this place of having clearer thoughts, of being this swan, of being this, having these sort of inspired thoughts and this clarity and this, to be able to have this sort of the beauty and the grace yet still be protected, right? We can use our intuition here and our grounding and our like sort of innate ability to be one with sort of our world and our environment around us to adapt to that environment and to still be able to grow and learn. That's what I feel like this card is about. So this energy is arriving again out of all of those cards. Beautiful. Let me pull the grounding stone. Sorry. Wow. It's hope. So I know this camera angle's bad. You can't necessarily really see the word, but it is hope. And I love this hope because this says to me that if we stay focused on hope today, or if we stay focused in a like more hopeful mindset, I think that brings about this Ace of Swords. this sort of idea of being kind of inspired in our thought process and able to sort of grow within the mystery of life, grow within whatever, our emotions may throw at us, whatever life may throw at us. Intuitively, if we stay focused and trust our intuition and keep like this idea or this focus of hope, we're going to be able to blend these two energies of these two cards together to have clarity of thought and to have sort of this depth of grounding and intuition and knowing that will be very beneficial to us going into the weekend, okay? So I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry that these videos are so short, but we did see this card on Sunday, so I do have a much longer description in the Sunday video if you want to look at that. But this card did come up on Sunday's forecast. You can go back and re-reference that and look at the pattern. If you haven't been watching the whole week of forecasts, I would go back and re-watch them, because I feel like there's definitely this interesting theme or message that's coming from Spirit through these decks and these stones that is really beautiful. And it's really telling you guys that you have every opportunity for growth, both emotionally, spiritually, and now even mentally. But we need to stay focused on the hope. And also, the stone that was the underpinning stone on Sunday's broadcast was that focus on love, right? So when we stay in those places or in those thought processes of places like, or vibrations like hope and love, and that's what I mean by energetic forecast, right? We're looking at the vibration of what's going to happen for the day, or where do we want to focus our vibration. We want to focus our vibration today for Friday on hope, on being grounded and intuitive, listening to our intuition, and being graceful towards others and ourselves, yet being clear in our thoughts and our boundaries, and really owning that and understanding the beauty of that. There is beauty in that, in each and every one of us. All right, you guys, have a great day. So sorry I can't be with you live. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow in the morning. Have a great day. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and please share this out anywhere you can on social media, because I won't be able to. All right, have a great day. Love you all. Bye.